If you've ever been on any sort of weight journey, whether it's to lose weight, gain muscle, or just maintain your steady weight as it is, you may have heard that there's a notion, the 20-80 rule or 80-20 rule. 20% of this comes strictly from exercising, but 80% of that comes from the nutrients in what you put into your body. And that's why it's so important to be able to make sure that you're putting in the proper amount of these nutrients into your body. This is why a lot of us decide that we should start counting our macronutrients. These macronutrients are proteins, fats, and carbs. So today I'll be discussing all three of these macronutrients to you and explain why we need them, what they do, and how much of them that we need. And then at the end, I just have a quick example of how I count my own personal macros. So the first one is going to be proteins, and proteins are what we use for our body to grow, heal, repair, all the tissues that we use. There's two different kinds of proteins. There is essential and non-essential. So non-essential amino acids in protein, your body can make and produce on its own. So you don't have to worry about consuming that. But the essential amino acids are the ones that we do need to look into when we're putting them into our body. These are things that we can find with meats, poultry, eggs, dairy products. A lot of people nowadays don't eat any animal byproduct, which is fine because you can find these amino acids in lentils, beans, tofu, all that. Now, according to the acceptable macronutrient distribution ranges, which is shortened as AMDRs for the rest of the speech, set forth by the Institute of Medicine of the National Academies, the amount of protein needed for an adult is 10 to 35% of their caloric intake. Now, that doesn't seem like a lot, but trust me, when we get to the end, you'll see how much it is. So next is fats, and people tend to get scared when we talk about fats because everybody thinks we don't need them. But in reality, fat is really important in your diet. There's three different types. There's trans fats, saturated, and unsaturated fats. Now, the trans fats are the ones that we are trying to stay away from. Those are ones that are in fast food, baked goods, fried foods, stuff like that. Saturated fats also aren't really the greatest. These are the ones that you will find in fatty beef products or creams, butters, full fat cheeses. They can actually increase your cholesterol levels, which will increase your risk for heart disease. Now, when we talk about unsaturated fats, those are the good fats. These are ones that you can find in avocado, seed butters, nut butters, salmon, tuna. These are the good fats that actually can help reduce your levels of cholesterol and in turn reduce your risk of heart disease. Now, we need fat in our diet because it helps us store our energy. It protects our inner organs, produces certain hormones, and absorbs fat-soluble vitamins that we need. Now, according to the AMDRs, for the amount of fats that we need to consume as an adult, that percentage is anywhere from 20 to 35% of your caloric intake. Now, carbs are next, and carbs are scary for some people, but I promise they are not. They are molecules of sugar that your body breaks down into glucose, which then in turn provides your body for the main energy source. Now, there's two types of carbs, simple and complex. Simple carbs are ones that you find in table sugar, syrups, molasses, fruits, which are okay, but we're focusing on the complex carbs. Complex carbs are the ones that you can find in rice, pasta, bread, starchy vegetables like potatoes and corn. These are the ones that contain a high amount of fiber, which is good for your body to help with waste product, and it increases your gut health. Carbs are essential for day-to-day activity as they help provide with energy. Not only do they give you a main source of energy, but they synthesize specific amino acids that you need in your diet. The AMDRs for the amount of carbs in your diet is from 45 to 65% of caloric intake. Now, to count your macronutrients, you need something called the TDEE calculator, which is the total daily energy expenditure. This helps you as a guide for your caloric intake based on certain things such as age, sex, weight, height. And it'll break down your protein, carbs, and fats for you. So if you go to tdeecalculator.net, that's the one that I used, you can type in your age, your weight, your gender, your height, and your activity level. And then this will populate a rough estimate of your calories and your macronutrients. So for me, I'm 33, I'm 5'4", I'm 155 pounds, and my total body fat percentage is 29%. So that comes out to 2,245 calories a day with 168 grams of protein, 87 grams of fats, and 196 grams of carbs. And this can fluctuate depending day to day on how active you are, how active you are not that day. So I hope this really helps. I hope that if you want to start that journey, that you go on this tdeecalculator.net, and that's the best place to start so you can start tracking your macros.